It's Monday, the 6th of August 2018, and welcome to Navigating Your Day. In Jin Shin Jyutsu, safety energy lock number 6 came into the universe meaning balance or discrimination. And safety energy lock number 6 is located just behind the ball of the foot, just before the arch sort of starts. And it's the part of our foot that we have to be very discriminating about where we put our foot so that that tender part doesn't get hurt. It's also that part of the arch that allows us to actually maintain the proper balance between the front of the foot and the back of the foot. And the foot is the foundation of everything that we do. So 6 is about discrimination. It's about knowing and being discriminating enough to distinguish between what serves you and what doesn't. Now, this can be on a very physical level, so what food will nourish you and what won't, or whether eating will be a nourishing act or a punishing act, or whether exercise will be a nourishing act or a punishing act. I prefer to think of it in terms of nourishment or punishment, because the act in itself is not a problem. It's the motivation behind the act that gives you an idea of whether this is nourishing to you or whether this is punishing, or whether this is supportive or whether it is more challenging to you. So 6 helps us to discriminate. So today we have the ability to decide and to discriminate of what serves us and what doesn't. And that which no longer serves us, we can move away from, and that which does, we can move towards or we can keep if we already have it. 6 is about balance and harmony. 6 is also about appreciating beauty. 6 loves order. So people with 6s in their life maps can sometimes be very pernickety about details and order. Not so much details, but about it being beautiful, about creating order, about creating harmony. And sometimes what we can do when this energy is around, like it is today, we may think that in order to maintain harmony, we have to sacrifice our own needs for those of someone else in order to keep them happy, which means that we then basically we don't just do something to uplift someone else, or we don't do something to make things better for someone else merely. We do it at the expense of ourselves. And that is the risk that we run with this energy of the 6 in trying to maintain the harmony at our own expense. So 6, remember, helps us to discriminate what will be at our own expense and what won't. It also enables us today to connect to the beauty within us and the beauty around us. You know, so often we get mired in the negative, we get mired in seeing the ugly. There's a lot of ugly stuff going around, and we are really mean to ourselves. We are really hard on ourselves, and we emphasize that which we think is not acceptable or ugly. So 6 helps us to appreciate the beauty within ourselves. And the more you can appreciate the beauty within you, the more you will be able to appreciate the beauty in others, and the more you'll appreciate the beauty around you. We've, of course, got the 8 from August, and 8 is about practicality. So I said the 6 was about discriminating what serves us and what doesn't, and the 8 says, okay, great, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to stop eating so much sugar, for argument's sake, or we're going to start an exercise program, doing something that we really enjoy, not because it's going to make us thin or because it's going to make us fit the quickest or because our friends said we must, because it's something that we enjoy. Or we're going to stop this punishing dietary regimen that we're on, where we're eating, 2 almonds and a lettuce leaf. And we're going to stop punishing ourselves by doing excessive exercise to compensate for the fact that we had to, eat a chocolate because we were feeling bad. So that is what the 8 does. The 8 helps us to make it practical. Of course, we've got the 2 from 2018, which helps us to connect to how we really feel. So 6 is a fire number. It's about creativity. It's about making it a certain way. 8 is an earth number. It's about practicality. It's okay. So what are we actually going to do, right? And how are we practically going to use this information to change something that we want to change? And 2 says, how does whatever it is that you're doing make you feel? So 2 really helps us. If we can connect to our emotions, it helps us to become more discriminating, that energy of the 6, in terms of what serves us and what doesn't. For those of you who know anything about astrology, and you know that I'm not an astrologer, I'm just fascinated by the subject. We have both Mars and Mercury retrograde at the moment. And when planets are going retrograde, then we're dealing with people say the shadow side and that it's always bad. It's not actually. It gives us a time to go back. It gives us a time to reflect. It gives us a time to re-examine. It gives us a time to re-edit in order to decide how we want to move forward, so that when those planets station and they start moving forward again, we can move into the future having dealt with what we needed to. In other words, do the sort of spring cleaning. This is an opportunity to do the housekeeping, to clear out the closet so that you can make a space for the new. And this 6 energy helps us to be discriminating in what it is that needs working on. The 8 helps us to put together a practical plan of what we're going to do. And the 2 says, how is this going to make you feel? The euro today is the 7. Now 7 in the euro position is about independence. It's about doing it your way. In the same way in which is the 6 generally is prepared to do whatever it takes to keep someone else happy, very often at their own expense. The 7 actually just wants to be left alone to do their own thing and is quite happy for everyone else to do their own thing, but they actually want to be able to choose for themselves. So 7 is the idealist, 7 is the seeker, and 7 is about choosing the road less traveled, which is unique for you, not listening to the clamoring of the voices on the outside. So 7 in this hero position, we can utilize this energy most effectively when we make space for ourselves, because 7 is this, I sort of think of the 7 as being almost like a hermit, needs to go into the cave, spend time in introspection and deep meditation in order to get the answers, to then come out of the cave and actually show it to the rest of the world, or put it into practical application. And so we do need to create those pockets of alone time for ourselves. So again, a meditation at lunchtime, a walk around the block a few times if you've got time during your lunch hour, shutting your office door and just doing a couple of deep breaths. Remember, you can do the Jinshin Jyutsu big hug, where you put your hands under your armpits like this. You're holding Safety Energy Lock number 26 with the tips of your fingers, and you're holding Safety Energy Lock number 13 with your thumb, and you just count cycles of 9 aware and aware inhalations, conscious, aware, and got myself completely sidetracked. Conscious and aware inhalations and exhalations. So inhale, exhale, that's 1. Inhale, exhale is 2 until you get to 36. And if you don't have time for all 36, then you can just do cycles of 9. This will help you to connect to that essence of who you are, and that will connect you to what is right for you. What is the right road for you? What is the right way of doing for you? What is the right belief for you? The villain today is a 4. Now, when we have 4 in the villain position, then we become blind to what it is we need to work on. So, I said we've got these retrograde planets. They're an opportunity for us to actually go and discover what it is that needs work, that needs cleaning, that needs clearing. So it might be that you need to start an exercise program. It might be that you need to start to eat more mindfully. It might be that you need to spend some time and give attention to your relationships. It might be that you have to focus on your finances. It could be any area of your life. 4 in the villain, however, makes us blind to the truth. It keeps us out of our integrity. So we basically lie in order to cover our own butts. And that is actually the danger of having the 4 in the villain position. So know that it's going to be difficult for you to discern exactly what's true to you if you allow the villain to hold sway. So if the villain holds sway today, you're going to say, I don't have any issues. I don't have anything I need to work on. My life is perfect exactly as it is. I've got this like Facebook life, and I don't have a shadow side. And what will happen is every single person, or you will be overwhelmed by everyone else doing things to you that annoy you, irritate you, and basically just work on your pip. So do be in touch with that 4 energy today. Of course, we've got Jinshin Jyutsu to help us, and Safety Energy Lock number 6 is located on the middle finger. Yeah, it's the middle finger. The middle finger harmonizes the liver and gallbladder organ function energy. It harmonizes the attitude of anger and resentment and disappointment. When we expect someone else to behave outside of in other words, when we expect someone to betray their value system in order to support ours, then we're setting ourselves up for disaster. And when we think that when we betray our own value system in order to keep someone else happy, that's going to work in the long term, then we actually also end up with a whole lot of suppressed anger. So hold on to that middle finger today. Holding your middle finger helps to make you decisive. It makes you believe in your decisions, and it makes you trust in yourself. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow.